Hi, I'm Kylie Roberts.
And I'm Mel Wunwell, and we are Shift Unlimited.
In this podcast series, we will be doing a deeper dive into many facets of living and leading in this modern world, from founder to scale up, right through to leaders of global established organizations.
We will explore how we can be more holistic and authentic as we connect more deeply with ourselves, our relationships with others, and the wider world.
Let's begin. Welcome, everyone. It's great to be with you again. In this episode, we will explore the sweet spot of high performance. We're delighted that you're here to join us in this conversation today. It's interesting what we've noticed across most, if not all, of our clients since the COVID pandemic is that organizational cultures are changing. Many organizations prioritized care and support for their people, rightly so, over adding more challenge and stress during the days, the weeks, the months, even the years for some of the pandemic. This has inadvertently created a new pattern which many organizations are now wanting to balance out. Let's take a look at this using the support and challenge model.
So the support and challenge matrix offers a combination of high and low levels of support and challenge, which produce four contrasting leadership environments. When high levels of challenge are coupled with high levels of support, people are liberated from any barriers and they're empowered to stretch into the unknown sphere, knowing they are supported even if things don't go well. The high performance environment is associated with a culture of interdependency, collaboration, meaning, and purpose. It's associated with the post-conventional action logics that we talked about in a different episode. This perfect balance between support and challenge is not, however, as easy to achieve as this simplistic model may suggest.
During COVID, leaders worked really hard to offer high levels of support for their people through more one-to-one time, more relaxed working environments, well-being services, individualized working plans, and so much more. This over-focus on support can easily result in a shift of focus away from challenge. And in many cases, organizations are now finding that there is an imbalance around support and challenge in their culture. A culture of high support and low challenge will create a protector dynamic, an environment that is cozy and sometimes entitled. There's no space for growth, movement, and progress in a cozy environment. And this is the place where organizations can become stagnant. Any challenge here will be seen as too much.
There is a risk that leaders can lean too heavily on challenge, though, and this creates the dominator profile, where fear and stress manifest. This profile creates a more command and control type of environment where there is blame and criticism if things do not go according to plan. It can be a stressful place to profile, and we cannot expect great outcomes from this place. The abdicator profile is associated with a low support, low challenge environment. There is apathy from the leader and apathy created in the team when there is this kind of status quo. People come to work, get through the day, and go home again. There's a little culture that builds strong relationships, and there's little or no stretch and aspiration for the future. This model was first devised by John Blakely and Ian Day in 2012 in their book, Challenging Coaching. The optimal environment for leadership and for anyone who is coaching both formally and informally is one of high performance, and that's high support and high challenge. In this modern working world, this high support and high challenge looks a lot like the following hybrid working models, where people can have a say in the best working environment for them, their working relationships, their clients, and the work that they're doing. Output is valued over input. People are encouraged to set stretching goals, doing things they haven't done before, or doing things differently to the way they've done them before. There's a celebration of success and of failure. Without failure, there's little learning and growth. There's timely, honest, balanced feed, co-created and regular reviews of performance and setting objectives, inclusive meetings, and even self-directed work teams.
One of the ways to bring more challenge into the workplace is timely, relevant, and direct feedback. Let's take a look at the Johari window as a frame for why feedback is so important in creating a high-performance environment. Looking at this image here, you can see that the grid is grouped based on what others know about you, what others don't know about you, what you know about yourself, and what you don't know about yourself. The public arena is the what we know about ourselves and what others know about us space. It's what's shared publicly and observed publicly about our behaviors. The private arena is what we know about ourselves and what others do not know about us. We've kept it private. We've masked it from others and we hide it. The blind spots are what others know about us and what I don't yet know about myself. And the area of hidden potential is what I and others do not yet know about myself. There are two behaviors that can increase the public arena, what others and I also know about myself. And those two behaviors are seeking feedback and disclosure. Seeking feedback from others and choosing to disclose more about myself, being honest, open, and vulnerable. We can reduce our blind spot by seeking feedback. We can increase our hidden potential by seeking feedback and disclosing more about ourselves. We can reduce the private arena through more disclosure. All of this will increase and focus on the public arena. And the public arena is the space where the authentic leader sits.
One great model that we'd like to use or share with you about feedback, we call confidence building feedback. This is not the feedback sandwich, as some might have heard about before. The feedback sandwich has a philosophy where we cushion the meaty part of the message. This is usually negative criticizing about what the person has done, with a nice tasty message on either side of it. Some generalized positive like, you're a good person, but I know you mean well, but as we know from discussing this on a previous podcast, the but negates what's been said before, and it generally puts people on high alert for a negative coming their way. So this generally leaves people feeling deflated and underappreciated, in fact, nervous about receiving feedback. So let's explain a bit more about confidence building feedback and what the difference is. So confidence building feedback has some principles to it. Firstly, it needs to be given immediately. It's important to use positive language. It's also important to use a 3-to-1 ratio of what worked well and what can be done to do even better next time. It's future focused, and we avoid the word but and use the agreement frame, the and. So we start by sharing very specific aspects of what they've done, the task or whatever the conversation has had, that was really good. By doing this, the person we're giving feedback to knows the specifics of what they're doing that's good, and so they can repeat them and continue to be effective. This is helpful and supportive of building the person and their confidence. In the confidence building feedback model, we then use language that's deliberately creating a future state of where more is possible. So we offer a stretch by saying something like, and to make it even better, and to be more effective next time. And then we offer one specific thing that they could do to be even better next time. For example, what you did that was really good and I really valued was X, Y, and Z. And what you could do in the future that would make it even more valuable would be. Overall, there's a really great progress as you're practicing this more and more often. So we're deliberately stating that the future will happen, that the person has all the capabilities they need to deliver on the future. Neurologically, Your words are creating the release of neurochemicals in the other person's mind that will prime the person with dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. All feel good by, and also hopefully letting their minds know what you're suggesting is entirely possible and probable. So the reason we give an overall comment at the end of how they're doing is because it's important for them to know how we're seeing them track on the endeavor that they're doing. So we'd love for you to experiment more with this way of giving feedback. It's so important to do this regularly to broaden out what is known in this public arena of the Johari's window and to create a high performance culture and environment, because support and challenge go hand in hand in a high performance environment.
Thank you for joining us on this episode today. You can click to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram at shift_unlimited.